But the 6-6 season is not over yet. Unfortunately, we still have a bowl game to play next week. We won't have a podcast next week, so we're not really previewing the Cheez-It Bowl,
No.
mercifully for us
Yeah.
and for all the listeners out there, because I don't think anyone really wants to have an in-depth preview there. So I'll ask you a simple question, or there could be multiple answers here, I guess. No one expects OU to win. 9.5
No.
point underdogs against Florida State and Orlando. Florida State seems really excited to be there. They had a great year. OU's going to be down a couple of guys. Probably not super thrilled to be continuing this nightmare of a season. But we'll see a lot of young guys, probably some new faces starting. What is it from this game that you're going to be looking for and saying, okay, that gives me a lot of optimism going into the offseason?
I don't know if there's anything that I'll see in this game that will give me optimism, because we've seen time and time again OU perform well in bowl games. Certain players, individuals perform well in bowl games and then are complete no-shows, non-contributors the following season. But there are going to be a couple of things in this meaningless bowl game that I am going to have my eye on. One of them is going to be Oklahoma's tackles. You're not going to have Wanye Morris. You're not going to have Anton Harrison. So you're going to be trotting out Tyler Guyton. And probably Jacob Sexton is going to be opposite him at left tackle. If there's one thing that the people that watch college football, particularly Florida State football, know, the Seminoles have a very good front seven. None of their players have opted out. This is a chance for Florida State to win double-digit games for the first time in a while. Travis Hunter's already announced he's going to be coming back. You know, he has a chance to, with an impressive performance against this Oklahoma defense, that's a chance for him to not just springboard his team into next season, but that's a chance for him individually to go ahead and start the Heisman campaign for Travis Hunter down in Tallahassee. So Oklahoma's tackles are going to be one thing for me, and you alluded to it, young guys getting snaps that could play a pivotal role in 2023. There's three guys for me. They're all on offense. Javonte Barnes, he's going to be running back one next year. No Eric Gray, Marcus Major. It is what it is. Gavin Sawchuk still has the ability, even after, if he does play in this game, still protected by the redshirt rule. He hasn't played his 4 games this season. So let's give Javonte and Gavin Sawchuk, a healthy dose of carries. And then last but not least for me, Dylan Gabriel is going to be playing quarterback. We know Marvin Mims is going to be playing, but Theo Weiss is transferred. I want to see what Jaden Gibson does. We saw him a little bit. He made some plays early in the season, had some flashes. Unfortunately, had a few drops as the season progressed and his snap count went down. What does Jaden Gibson do in a moment like this? Maybe he's a guy that could have a good game this here next week and kind of springboard him with a little bit of momentum, give him some confidence going into the offseason.
You said Travis Hunter. I think you meant Jordan Travis.
Jordan Travis. I'm sorry. I've been looking at nothing but recruiting today. So yes, Jordan Travis, not Travis.
I had to do a double take to be like, did he? Yeah. He didn't transfer to Florida State even though he was committed. Jordan Travis, the quarterback for Florida State. I agree with you on all points. I think too on the defensive side of the ball, I'm not necessarily as concerned with who's necessarily starting the game, but it's more about what does the snap share count look like there? Does R. Mason Thomas steal more snaps away from a Reggie Grimes type? And does he look like a dude that can, push for that starting position next year? Same thing with Jaron Kanak, somewhere along the linebackers or maybe in a cheetah role. Is he able to take some snaps away from somebody? Gentry Williams at maybe the corner opposite Woody Washington, because we still don't know what CJ Colden's doing. It sounds like he's going to apply for maybe a 6th year, but there's no guarantee of that. I guess maybe it is. There's 9-year players coming to Oregon soon. So maybe CJ Colden can get a 6th year, but I think it's seeing some of those younger guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Can they push in these bowl practices to get more time on the field there? I just don't see a path really to victory here. Bowl games are weird, but man, Florida State seems interested to be there, and they're far superior than what OU was this season. So I don't see a path to victory.
This is a very good Florida State football team that OU is going to be lining up against in the Cheez-It Bowl. But I think you make a really, really good point. Who wants to be there? I think Florida State has more to play for outside of Oklahoma. And I don't want to say, Adam, that bowl games are meaningless. You want to, especially in a situation that Oklahoma finds himself in, where you need to win this game to avoid your first losing season since '98. But I don't see a path outside of Florida State turning the football over, 2 or 3 times where Oklahoma can win this game. I just don't think that they've got the skill with what they've lost, opting out to the NFL draft and to the Senior Bowl. I don't think that this is going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. But there's just nothing that anybody can say to me that could convince me that Oklahoma has a realistic shot to win this game.
What's your score prediction for the Cheez-It Bowl?
I've got this: Florida State 45, Oklahoma 34. So Florida State covers, but Oklahoma keeps it respectable.
Okay. So you're expecting OU to still be able to move the ball quite a bit with the new offensive lineman, new running back?
I'm expecting Florida State to jump out to a big lead early, and then Oklahoma scores a couple touchdowns late in the second half to make it respectable.
Yeah. I've kind of got a similar game flow in the sense that OU probably puts up some points in garbage time to make it a little closer than it actually seems. I've got Florida State 38, Oklahoma 20.
Do you care? I don't care what to me, this isn't going to change the. Hang on, let me backtrack this. If Oklahoma goes out there and gets their ass handed to them and they get blown out, yeah, that is probably going to give me a little bit of cause for concern. Yes, I know that they're going to be outmatched, they're going to be outmanned, but you would hope 6-6 regular season. You would hope that there's some pride in that locker room to where they would at least go out there and put up a fight, at least keep it close.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I've just been beat up all season by this team. I'm just begging them, like, stop hitting me. Stop hitting me with all these awful losses.
I'm not going to be able to watch
performances. Yeah, it won't wash the bad taste of this season out of my mouth, but it can be a start. Like, don't go out there and lay an egg. It's frustrating, even with the talent on OU's roster. Like, they should be able to compete and have a chance to win against Florida State, but nothing about what we've seen this year tells me that they're capable of doing that, because the play has been inconsistent. Brent Venables and Jeff Lebby don't seem to be putting their guys in the best position to win. And so, like, is that going to change in this game?
Yeah.
I just don't see it. So, yeah, we won't have an episode next week to preview it. And then I guess the following week we may have some wrap up. It'll be the new year at that point. But yeah, hopefully we'll be a little bit, have some optimism and some more interesting things to talk about there.
Sure.
Dillon Gabriel did announce today that he is coming back for a second year with the Sooners. Not necessarily a surprise there, but I guess it brings into the topic of conversation all throughout the offseason. Is he going to get displaced by Jackson Arnold at some point during the 2023 season?
Well, I think if you're Jeff Lebby right now, you couldn't have asked for a better scenario. This is a guy that's, he's got a proven track record, especially in this system. He's a veteran. He's the leader of this football team. And as a guy in Jackson Arnold coming in as a true freshman, probably couldn't pick a better guy to have to, sit behind for a year and learn, the way that he manages going about on a day-to-day basis, how he leads the team, how he has control over the locker room. But I just hope that this isn't a situation, Adam, where kind of like what we saw with Clemson this year with, DJ being the veteran guy coming back, and then you've got the young hotshot incoming recruit in Cade Klubnik. I think the Clemson fans are probably pissed off at Dabo Swinney because he stuck with DJ so long. Cade Klubnik probably has him playing in the college football playoff right now. But I think that even though I would hope Jeff Lebby would have told Dillon Gabriel in the conversations that they've had since the Texas Tech game, come back. We want you to come back. We want you to be quarterback one. But just know, if you do come back, you're not just going to be handed the job. There's the Jackson Arnold 5-star. He's got all the talent in the world, all the tools, can make every throw in the book. He's going to be coming in. It's going to be a true quarterback battle, and we're going to expect you to get better and actually beat this kid out. But the fact that Davis Bevel's not going to be the backup quarterback next year automatically makes me feel better about the 2023 season. So put that on a bumper sticker.
Do you think Dillon Gabriel gets drafted? Let's say he has a great year and he's like 5th place in the Heisman voting. Do you think he gets drafted in the NFL?
I think he gets drafted. Is he a starting quarterback in the NFL? No.
I don't even know that he gets drafted. I think he's just so small.
I mean,
he's small and he's a lefty. Like, I don't know that there's.
I don't know what his comp is. I mean, he's maybe a less talented Tua. I don't know if that's the short left-handed quarterback. He definitely doesn't have the arm talent Tua does, but
he doesn't have the running skill either.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't see it. So maybe he sees it and says, "Hey, I have to go out and prove something else to the NFL." And if Jackson Arnold takes my job, like that's what's going to happen. I have to go out and prove something more.
Does Dylan Gabriel coming back, does that sway Marvin Mims one way or the other, or is that totally unrelated?
I mean, it's probably a great situation for him either way. If he's looking at it as, hey, I get experienced Dylan Gabriel or superstar Jackson Arnold, 5-star recruit, like either way. Yeah. I would like to think Marvin Mims comes back so that he can show the consistency, because he was so up and down this year. Great game, game, bad game, average game, great game. You know, he was just all over the place. I would like to see him come back and